Hello again. Today I want to talk about longer intervals, but not tempo intervals, around about your threshold. And I've been working with somebody where we tried doing some longer intervals around, well, they're actually 100% of FTP, and they worked really well. So I'm going to go into that a bit here. First of all, I'd like to thank Jenny Graham for sending me a copy of her book. It's been a magnificent journey working with Jenny for her around the world record attempt, and she wrote a nice description saying what a journey. Thanks for being my Willy Wonka. So she seemed to think I provided her with a golden ticket. I'm not sure about that. I think she did all the hard work, but it was a successful trip, and she's got this amazing book out of it. So if you're looking for something to read, then that'll be worth checking out. So what we decided to do was some longer efforts. We started off by 3 by 10 minutes in the first week, 3 by 10 minutes at one point during the week, and 2 by 15 minutes. So 2 interval sessions a week, and then all the rest was padded out with zone 2 training. The quote from Alistair Brownlee that I really like is you should do as much training as you can without compromising your main focus training sessions. And certainly if you're training for longer events, it's worth doing a long run or a long ride to continue to develop that endurance. But also bear in mind that if you're pushing the boundaries of the endurance, it takes time to recover from that, and you have to be careful not to compromise the quality of your interval training sessions. So think about the focus. If you still need to build your endurance, then build your endurance and maybe move on to this later, or do 1 session of this a week and 1 longer endurance session. If you feel comfortable in riding for the duration of your planned event or the duration of your daily schedule, if you're doing a bike packing event, then this can be a really good type of training for you. You can see the progression on the screen. We started with 3 by 10, 2 minutes each week, 3 by 12, 3 by 14, 3 by 16, 3 by 18 and 3 by 20. He did a 6-week block, and then the 2 by efforts he did 2 by 30 in the 6th week. So bear in mind he was pretty fit when he started this, and he was doing them 100% of what we had his set FTP at. But you might want to do them a little bit less than that. It all depends. You don't want to be totally exhausted at the end of each session, and it all depends how well your FTP is set. So say you've done your FTP from a ramp test and you're quite an explosive athlete, your FTP might be a bit overestimated for this type of session, so you might want to do it, say, try 95% of your FTP. It doesn't matter exactly, you want to just be working pretty hard around about your lactate threshold. And conversely, if your FTP is set fairly conservatively, you might be able to work a little bit harder. Give it a go, try the first week. If that works for you, then you've got the progression set, and see how you get on. And also track your fatigue levels, because at 6 weeks without a break can be quite a lot. So you might want to do 3 weeks, have a week off, a week easy, and then do another 3 weeks, or you can split it up how you like, but just, give yourself a break if you need a break, and think about the objective. Test before and after, or just see how you feel. If you're coping with the sessions and the sessions are getting progressively longer, then obviously you're getting progressively fitter, so you don't need to worry too much about whether you want to test or not. In this case, we preceded the threshold, the FTP block, with some VO2 max interval training. I think we did about 4 to 6 weeks of that. And then we moved into the VO2 max training again, because this particular athlete is doing some road racing, and also because we expected there to be some gains in the intensity that he could manage for the shorter efforts, longer recovery type stuff. And also it gives you some anaerobic load as well. If you say you're doing road races, or you've got some explosive mountain bike races, mountain bike marathons perhaps, you have to be fairly explosive, or you have to work quite close to your VO2 max for periods of time and then recover. If you're training for longer events like a bikepacking event, ODAX like Paris-Brest Paris, or Grand Fondo or Sportif, then you might want to move into doing longer efforts at sort of tempo, or perhaps even sweet spot. Particularly if it's hilly and you're going to have to work at a sort of uncomfortable level, but not flat out for long periods of time, to build your endurance at higher intensities. And also bear in mind that this protocol, it works really well, but it's not in isolation, because if in your event you're not doing 2 by 10 minutes or 3 by 10 minutes or 2 by 15 or whatever, you're trying to make yourself fitter for a specific event. So think about how this, if you're going to use this block, this 6-week block or a 3-week or 4-week block, or even 2 by 4 weeks with a week in the middle, how does that fit with your particular needs? What do you need? And how is it going to help your performance in your events? So don't look at it in isolation, look at it as a component of your training. And if you're not sure how to fit it into your training, or you're not sure what to do, then obviously get in touch. Either make a comment, get in touch with us directly, or even better, join one of our training groups, join our cycling or our running training group, and then you can get support from me or Claire, and also join our workshops. The workshops are really good. There's quite a small group, and it means that you can ask your particular questions, and we can discuss your specific needs, and you can influence what we talk about, what we do with workshops on. And it comes with a training plan that you can learn how to adjust for yourself. And of course, then again, one-to-one coaching is the ultimate, the gold standard for most people. It really helps, and most people make really big gains when they work with us directly. So anyway, sales pitch over. One comment we've had is Nanka asked if we considered doing a podcast, and yeah, we have considered doing a podcast. In fact, it's something we really like to get off the ground soon. So if you've got topics or people that you'd like us to interview, obviously we'd like to kick it off with Jenny Graham, because she was the first person to suggest we do a podcast years ago, actually, at one of our training camps. Anyway, I've waffled on. Hope you don't mind me talking about our plans. And this can really work. It can really make a big difference. A block of 4 to 6 weeks, FTP, interval training. Think about how it fits in your training plan and how to use it. Let us know how you get on, and I'll see you in the next video.